Peace, 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 peace and love, family. Trying to get situated. It's cold where I'm at. Storming and shit. Gotta give me a couple blunts in. Let me get this thing started. Mic check. Mic check. And we good to go. What's good, people? Ryan Jefferson, Islam, man, much peace and love. I say he been busy. He been hella busy. He been progressing. Progression at its finest. We got somebody else here. Peace and love, Scott Daniel. We got somebody else that joined today. I can't see it. But welcome to the family. Let's see if I can see it. We got Ronald. Just like Romel. Hold on, man. I'm hella far from the TV. Let me zoom in. Yeah, Romel Davis, man. Much peace and love. He just joined the YouTube family. Islam. You send me your if you're part of the YouTube family, man. Go ahead and send me your YouTube name, like screenshot your YouTube name, and send it to 407-274-5161. And cause I'm gonna do something just for the YouTube family, man, coming up. Got a lot of great things in store. I'm getting this lesson together. And let me look. I'm in the chat, man. I sent everybody that we got DJ in the chat. Peace and love. Let me know if you can hear me too, DJ. I sent everybody the information. So check your email. If you put your email address in the Cash App, check your email. I sent everybody the information probably like a half hour ago. I see Deidre got the information. So I sent it the right shit, obviously. So today we're gonna go over child support and child custody. You know, I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational and informational purposes only. And if you're out there watching, you find this information valuable, man, there's so many different ways to keep this message going, and keep the information coming and flowing to you. Become a member on the YouTube. You know, you can do that. You can drop a donation in the super chat on the YouTube as well. You can leave a donation on Cash App, Secured Party Credit. That's, again, cash tag is Secured Party Credit. The Apple Pay is 407-274-5161. Those are all different ways to support this message right now. And you can also hit like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, share to 3 people you think will find this valuable. You know, we like to say color of law, because this is how they derive their powers. You thinking you're white or you thinking you're black. You follow me? It works all different ways. For everybody out there. But yeah, if you drop the donation, $10 weekly donation for this color law discussion, then I sent you an email. You're gonna get access. I'm about to screen share here shortly. I'm setting up the messages. There's so many different ways, because I've dealt with child support for a while. I've dealt with them for a while on numerous occasions, and there's different ways to deal with them. But I like dealing with them on their terms and their conditions, with their rules. Yeah. So, one, two. There's 9 attachments. Maybe 9 attachments. So, boom, boom, boom. Uh-oh. I done got up off the call.
There are 2 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Malik Kalam. Peace and love. Peace and love. Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
All right, man. Y'all got all the files?
Peace and love, King. I receive them.
All right, peace and love. Peace and love. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm grand. I'm about to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm expanding. I'm expanding with people, so it feels good to finally be doing that. Expanding with the right people.
The recording has started.
But yeah, I'm not a licensed attorney, tax expert. I do this for educational, informational purposes only. And you got a lot of people need to understand when dealing with when you how I like to deal with child support and or child custody. Everything is like property. So like, especially in like Florida, it's even called time sharing with your children. If you understand what timeshares are. So, um,
All participants are muted.
what I want to point out first, when dealing with any of these, there is an affidavit of parentage that you can file with the United States Department of State and the Consulate Office of the United States of America. And I guess this would be called OMB number form 1405 0187. But it's an affidavit of parentage and physical presence and support. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just fill it in how you want to fill it in. But you gotta start making documentation. But as always, I deal with them on a standpoint of making your name a corporation or LLC, and then you make the children or the child the fictitious name or the DBA. Then you start filling out your own paperwork. Now, so if you're in a child support issue right now, this can help you. Hold on, let me pull up some stuff I've done personally. So this is a personal issue, so this is why I keep this in the private. All right, so when dealing with them, you always have to make sure the parent, the pair or the parenter, if you're dealing with the so-called custodial parent, all right. And then I put in re of the children's name. And when you're dealing with them, they only understand, will only listen to child and parents, okay? So you gotta understand what a parent is. A parent is a pair who rents, and child is property of a corporation. This is how they view it in their terms. Okay, so I when I addressed it, when I addressed the actual this letter I'm sending, which I'm sending from my LLC to the actual custodial parent, I addressed it to the complaint division. Because I look at everything as corporate. All crimes are commercial. All crimes are commercial because all courts are tax courts. If it wasn't created by Congress. And that's the definition going back to 28 U.S.C. You always have to go back to this definition. I bring it up in every video. Because the United States is a corporation. All crimes are commercial. That's why they give you such and such fine or such and such terms in jail. That's right here. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. We know that Congress didn't have a hearing on your child support or your custody issue, so then it's always going to be a tax issue. It's always going to be about the property, all right? It's always going to be about the property, the corporations, okay? Because the United States is a federal corporation. United States means federal corporation. They say you owe a debt. What is the debt? Debt means anything that's owed to the United States. So keep all this stuff in mind. So, in this letter I created an active private corporation. And I created this at the hospital where the children were conceived, right? Unfortunately, the property has been stolen without permission. And I have not had physical custody since the date. I'm disappointed because the time, money, and resources being spent to establish custody, along with fighting off creditors, such as child support agencies within the state. To resolve the problem, I would appreciate an agreed upon arrangement for custody and visitation of said property. Or this is not cured within 60 days, you agree that a lien will be placed on all of your property in the states, including postpaid and prepaid banking accounts. I look forward to your reply and a resolution to my problem and will await until 21 days before seeking help from government agencies. Please contact me at the above address or by phone. Sincerely, then whoever's sending it off, all right? Now, you got always try to get remedy first. So you would send that to, I put the complaint division, but you're sending that to the parent. All right. Now we got, when doing this also, we got a demand to return of personal property. When dealing with a child or children. My child was stolen and kidnapped without proper due process on date because defaulting on updating proper status of property. And hereby declare that such property is not abandoned as a Form 1099A will be assessed along with a Form 1099 OID. And such property filings with proper certifications have been added to an irrevocable living trust made for public viewing under the trust declaration in Schedule A with property description. I demand you return my personal property immediately. You do not have a right to keep my personal property by law. I can charge you a fee to recover it. I have a secured interest in this matter with this child. My property has been secured. If you do not return my personal property, you may be liable for conversion, negligence, and remedies provided by the Uniform Commercial Code. See RCW 62A9A 625. Contact me as soon as possible to tell me when I can recover my property. So that's another way to go about it. When understanding this stuff is property. Send me your email address. Tell me what your name is. You got Romel Davis. Send me your name and your email address, 407-274-5161. If you're a YouTube member, you can send me your email address. I'll make sure you get all these, everything I'm reading from. This gets deeper, though. This gets deeper. Okay? So, this is with child support. This is 4 pages typed up, so I'm not gonna go through everything. But this is stuff that has worked. Demand proof of evidence. So you gotta understand. Use demand. Use demands. Demands are mean assertion of legal right. That is the true definition of demand. See if we can't find that. To demand or assert as a right facts that combine to give rise to a legally enforceable right or judicial action. Demand for relief. So you gotta understand, demand means an assertion of a legal right. So this is why we file demand. So demand a proof of evidence of probable cause to issue a summons alleging a support order was issued and violated and refusal to provide evidence as default and requires this office to cease and desist harassing whoever it is. You gotta demand, you gotta tell them. You know, and always challenge subject matter jurisdiction. Make them prove that they have subject matter jurisdiction. All you got to do is say, hey, I demand subject matter jurisdiction and throw some case law in it. So this right here, this one's 8 pages right here. This is a argument before you assess the tax. Because once you assess the tax, it's over with. Because all courts are tax courts. Give them 21 days, attach W-9s to shit. They don't respond, you send this shit to the IRS, because that's the real court. All right? But you got to send it to the right IRS, all right? You got the Internal Revenue Service, then you got the IRS. These are 2 different entities. You got to understand that these are 2 different entities. You got the Internal Revenue Service, then you got the IRS. That's a whole different, that's that private discussion life right there. But look, I already had full custody before ever entering family court. This will be my legal position, including the above information provided against any and all claimed governments, agents, and agencies in the tort claim for damages. Every natural biological parent already has full legal physical custody of their child from the very moment of birth. These full and equally shared custodial rights over children are pre-existing long before ever entering into any family court process. Yet every day of the week, family courts are automatically, arbitrarily, and summarily just reclassifying one half of the parents as fictitiously alleged non-custodial parents. And then, of course, also adding on further secondary orders like support and visitation. The flagrantly unconstitutional problem is that the state has absolutely no legal authority in the first place whatsoever to start ordering around how any child is to be taken care of, especially including ordering you, the natural biological parent with pre-existing and superior rights to your child or your children, how much time, money, other efforts you must expend upon your own natural child or children until and unless the state first would approve you clear and convincing evidence or hold on. The state first would have to prove you seriously unfit to continue retaining your pre-existing parental rights, first proven by clear and convincing evidence under full due process procedure that you are seriously an unfit parent with seriously documented child abuse, neglect, etc. Only then, only after first removing your parental rights by a sanctioned compelling interest protecting children from serious abuse, neglect, etc., may the state then finally have the actual legal authority to start acting like the parent of that child itself by directing how the child is to be taken care of, how much money to spend each week on a child, where the child will live and go to school, medical, dental, and everything else involved in raising a child. Since the mid-1970s, and federalization of family law, the family courts have been doing this wrong for so long now that the general public mistakenly believes that a divorce or similar case is all about the said he said, she said enough to win custody of their own children, all of which could never be further from the actual truth. A family court itself, the state, does not have any custody of the child, and is a pure fiction, a fantasy, an absolute legal no, a legal nullity, a complete fraud for any family court judge to award or grant custody of a child to either both natural parents. Remember, they both already have their equally shared pre-existing custodial rights to their children. No family court judge can award or grant something it does not have child custody to someone who already has it child custody. The entire notion is completely and directly unconstitutional for all the widespread proportions. Alright, so, and it goes deep about the entire title, IVD. It's a conflict of interest. And the forced child support contracts. Yeah, I ain't gonna read all that. Y'all should check it out because it breaks down the fraud. Okay? I'll give you all the evidence you need. Now, when you understand what a proof of claim is, you get a proof of official form 410. The official form 410. You fill this out for proof of claim. And this puts you under the because you already know their tax courts operating under bankruptcy. You send them the proof of claim, all right? I sent y'all the Admiralty Special Maritime Jurisdiction of the United States. All right. Now, everybody don't have to do this, but you can. It's the standard form 181. It's the ethnicity and race identification. Put down your nationality on that. All right. This is 26 pages, but this is what we put on the record, okay? Judicial review of facts and evidence or lack of evidence demanding immediate dismissal and discharge of all support orders created by expedited processes in this court. Yeah, let me go back. I appreciate the donation, Norwood Williams, man. Much peace and love. I appreciate that. Now, again, this is a judicial review of facts and evidence or lack of evidence demanding immediate dismissal and discharge of all support orders created by expedited processes in this court. The support orders were created without due process of law, a fundamental requirement before life, liberty, and property can be deprived. Support orders used to deprive a man. Then put your name. Property is a clear violation of due process of law. The demand for dismissal and discharge is without time restraints for the support orders being used to deprive the property. All this is in due process of law. The Supreme Court of the United States are null, which can be attacked directly or collaterally at any time in any court. The demand for dismissal and discharge is requiring this court to remedy by immediately dismissing and discharging support orders with prejudice. The support hearings are expedited processes requiring due process and equal protections of law, followed by judicial review and confirmation before any support order may be rendered to start the process depriving property for child support. The judicial confirmation of support orders were not followed, rendering all support orders void without legal force. Child support must be proven by paternity testing or paternal acknowledgement. Without confirmed paternity, a support order is void without legal force. The support orders used to deprive property of a man were in violation of due process and equal protection of law by presumptions. Presumptions are a violation of the Due Process Clause in the 14th Amendment by using state laws which violate the United States Constitution. the law of the land. This court's reliance upon any and all presumptions is a violation of a man's right to due process of law. Due process of law is required before the deprivation of life, liberty, and property. It is very important that due process of law and equal protection of laws is being used in the deprivation of a man, life, liberty, and property. And this goes on 26 pages. Now, I need you to be mindful when dealing with these things. I always include the letter of rogatory. Okay? A letter of rogatory, then you attach that blank W-9. A letter of rogatory and blank W-9. Then you can do a simple search of a notice of mistake. Put a notice of mistake. So if you look up what a notice of mistake is, you're just letting them know, like, I can Google this for you guys. Because I know when it'll pop up. You know, I create my own, but yeah, this is it right here. Notice a mistake. So what is a notice of mistake? So let me go over it real quick. In the matter of surety, you gotta understand what these definitions are, okay? Surety to me means like property, so you're going to be considered property to the birth certificate. A person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking, for example, their appearance in court or the payment of a debt. I like that. Like, that's it. A person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking, for example, their appearing in court or the payment of a debt. So listen, in the matter of surety, for the legal name, which would be your name, in all capitalized letters, I believe that there has been a mistake. The beneficiary of the security, which would be the security, is going to be your birth certificate, and you're being held surety to that birth certificate, okay? Everything is contracts. All right, man? So, just so clean, man. Peace and love, peace and love. I appreciate the donation, man. But I can't stop class to, I'm not gonna stop class. But shoot me your email. I'll shoot you the information after class. So in the matter of surety, for the legal name, this is why I say, on the public side, because if you don't understand everything on the private side, listen, man, I need y'all to know what this, United States is a corporation. All crimes are commercial. The sole proprietorship is the simplest business form which one can operate a business. The sole proprietorship is not a legal entity. It simply refers to a person who owns the business and is personally responsible for its debts. So when they say that you understand the charge, you're being held responsible for the United States corporation's debts, okay? You're entering into a military tribunal is what's really going on. But I want to keep this stuff simple right now. It's all contracts. It's all contracts. That's what I say. You understand your charge. You're accepting a contract. You're accepting surety, a person who takes responsibility for another's performance of an undertaking. For example, they're appearing in court. So when you say you understand your charge, you say, yes, you're accepting surety to perform whatever the duties may be, such as go to jail and go work for the state. You follow me? But on the flip side, they're getting millions talking about they're housing you in some great fucking 5-star fucking shit. Feeding you 5-star fucking food. You follow me? 5-star jumpsuits. You follow me? I'm trying to tell you what's going on, pimpin'. This is why people invest in the fucking prison system. Because they're getting fat off your labor, pimp. You follow me? Check this out. While they getting all this money off your trade, They actually out there eating. Okay. Now I know there's some prisons that make soaps. They sell that shit. They make you buy it. It's all your trust accounts. They're creating trust accounts for your ass. Trust accounts. When people send money to your books, they're investing in your trust. You follow me? They're investing in your trust account. That's a whole different pyramid scheme of things. But understand, sole proprietorship, understand what charity is. Go back to the notice of mistake. You better understand what this shit is so these forms make sense when you ever try to file this shit. So, the beneficiary of the security registered, it would be your birthday. Or whatever day they registered on the birth certificate. Has been incorrectly identified as a debtor. If I and or persons and or public actors, employers, and or such other parties acting in my interest have led, this one right here that we're reviewing is Canada, but you can say the United States corporation or the state, justice departments, or whoever, to believe that by responding to that name and or such other identifications, your agency has addressed me as that I am the party with surety in this matter, then that would be a mistake, and please forgive me. Because you created your own negative avertments, you got to accept that. Then you balance the books when you say, hey, I apologize. Okay? Now you're no longer in contempt. Do you follow me? You got to balance the scales. As I have no knowledge of who you and or this name and or such identification your agency has addressed me as, I respectfully ask by what authority does the United States identify me as such? The Justice Department have that my private name is derived from a public document. What evidence does the United States and or the Justice Department have that I, the sole authorized administrator for the legal person, have any surety in this matter, as the government is the sole signatory party on the birth certificate, with sole and full surety as trustee for the legal name? What evidence does the United States and or the Justice Department have that I am a trustee for the legal name? If you're incarcerated, you should understand this, because don't jails have trustees? And who are you a trustee for? You're a trustee for the jail. You're a trustee for the public trust, because the jail's operated off the county, and the county gets paid off the public trust. Do you follow me? I hope this stuff starts making sense, man. So you need to understand, hey, that's a notice of mistake right there. Just look one up, man. Go find one. Now, also what I sent in this package right here, indigenous status corrections, since today is the Indigenous Day. So happy Indigenous Day, all right? So with this, man, it says, right, already, like I already showed you, the standard form 181, all right? And it tells you how to fill in the standard form 181. Says if you have children under the age of 18, you must do each child standard form 181 individually, including the 5 supporting documents. You must have fax confirmations for each of your children. And there's everything for you, man. Tells you how to send it registered mail. So that's that right there. Let's see what we have. Now, I just want you to see how important it is so first we're gonna go to I'm gonna look up one of my cases so y'all know. This is actual court document. This is private information. This is why I'm showing it in the private. So check this out. So after you update your status correctly, you always send affidavits, okay? So I sent the affidavit of termination and child support, and it literally took it took a little over a month. The affidavit of termination and child support was accepted and received. Because when you send it, you gotta understand, if they signed up for child support and they signed up for benefits from the state, then they signed up all rights to the state. So now, if you're operating on the proper status, because now you have standing because you update your status properly, you have to force the status hand. You can force the state's hand. They have no say. It's the state. So the judge had to enter it and accept the agreements, and that's exactly what happened. All right. Now, when we look at these things. We're going to, because this is in Missouri that I'm showing everybody, man. It's a Missouri business search. We search name. My name is the business, okay? It is a business. It's an LLC, all right? We got boom, boom, here it is. It's an LLC, limited liability company, domestic. Jeffrey Wayne McBride Jr., LLC, all right? Now, when we go look up, we'll just go look up one of my kids' names, okay? And this is how you should do it. Tarian Marquise McBride, okay? And then the documents I showed you a while ago I'll show you that. We got Elijah Lewis McBride, okay? So we'll look that up. And who owns it? It shows that the LLC owns it 100%. Now understand, parent is a pair who rents. Child means property of a corporation. We'll look up Atarian. Same way. The LLC owns the child's name. You gotta understand. So the name, the parent corporation should be the father's name or the mother's name, and then the DBA or the fictitious name is the child's name. And I hope that makes sense for you. And then you can do your own private contracts. That's how it works. He said Elijah Lewis, all praise to Allah, peace and love. Let me know, man, if y'all got any questions, though. Real shit, let me know. Y'all got some questions.
All participants are unmuted.
All right, peace and love. Y'all got some questions? Peace and love. You hear me out there, everybody out there in the chat?
No, I don't.
You got some questions? Any questions? So basically, I just want everybody to know, man, when you're dealing with this, you have to view it as property. A parent is a pair who rents. They always address you as the parent. They never address you as the mother or the father. I always between the corporations or the DBAs and the, so because they cannot infringe on private contracts and private corporations. All courts are tax courts, so it makes more sense when you go ahead and create your name as a corporation or LLC and do the DBAs with the children. This way you can explain everything that's going on at the end of the day. And the paperwork can make a little sense. But even if they don't understand, you gotta understand at the end of the day, you're sending this, you're assessing the tax, and you're sending it to the IRS because all courts are tax courts. So once you do your best to create an administrative remedy and give them 21 days or 30 days or however many days you want to give them, then you send it to the IRS. And that's it, man. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright. You already know what to do if you find this information valuable. If you're a YouTube member, I'm gonna post this up a little later of everything I shared on the screen. Much peace and love.